What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for some daily content where you get to watch me suffer through a workout. This one's gonna be short, it's gonna be sweet. It's a 5-part workout. 5-round workout, I should say, actually. So let's go ahead and get started. We are off in 3, 2, 1, getting it. What are we doing here? We are doing 5 rounds with, sorry, wow, I'm blanking out here. We're doing 5 rounds of a 20-calorie air assault bike, 6 Parallete handstand push-ups at 14 inches, and then an over and back on the handstand obstacle. And then I'm resting in between each round. I believe I'm resting 2 minutes between round, or 90 seconds. I can't recall, which was yesterday. I feel like Dory the Fish, where I can't remember anything. I have like short-term memory loss. I believe it's 2 minutes, actually. So 20 calories in the air assault bike, 6 deep Parallete handstand push-ups into an over and back on a handstand obstacle. I performed this workout probably about 15 to 20 minutes after I finished up my regional plus Nate, my regional scaled up Nate, you know, with strict muscle ups, deficit handstand push-ups, and dumbbell snatches at 70 pounds. So a lot of pressing, so that was a little bit difficult to get over. If you haven't watched that video for regional Nate, I'll make sure to put in the cards above so you guys can watch it. The goal for this workout was to get as close as possible to similar rounds, so meaning like this one I finished in 1 minute and 23 seconds, so I'll rest 2 minutes, and the goal is to kind of finish around that spot every single time. Really wasn't sure how long it would actually take every round, but the hardest part wasn't necessarily the bike. The bike was easy, right? It's a 20-calorie air assault bike. All it's meant to do is really spike your heart rate. That's really all it's there for. But the hardest part was actually getting off the bike, doing 6 Parallete handstand push-ups when my heart rate was spiked. That was actually more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Because 6 Parallete handstand push-ups at 14 inches are no joke. They're pretty deep. They're pretty far down there. And considering I had done 10 rounds in Nate at 7, so 70 deficit handstand push-ups at 4 inches about 30 minutes earlier, this was a little bit tough. Going into the Parallettes, I actually was trying to keep them as unbroken as possible. And I'm not, you know, when I say unbroken, I don't necessarily mean like don't come off the wall. I mean like this, like see how I rested there for like 5-6 seconds? The goal was to get almost not really unbroken, but more or less touch and go, right? So go up, go down, go up, go down, go up, go down, go up. Instead of going, go do a rep, sit in the bottom for like 6 seconds and then go again. The goal is to kind of go touch and go. The nice part is in this kind of sprint format, I think I only messed up my handstand obstacle 1 time. And I believe that's this round right here on the stairs. Yep. So the reason I messed this up is because I approached the stairs a little too fast. I need to be a little bit careful approaching a little too fast. You approach them kind of like, that's the hardest part for me to implement is the stairs, so I have to approach a little bit slower than I do the ramp. Let's talk about scaling options for this workout though. So if you're gonna attempt this workout, like I mentioned, scaling options for this workout are as follows. If you have an air assault bike, use it. An air assault bike is great to use. I recommend using it. If you don't have an air assault bike, some of you guys always ask for like conversions between like a Rogue Echo bike or a bike erg. I don't really know those conversions off the top of my head. I know there's a conversion chart floating around that we use from Midwest Made all the time for all of our folks that are signed up, but I don't have it available on me right now to really give you guys an idea of what 20 calories carries over to. Off the top of my head, it's such a sprinty workout. Like, I'm sure 20 calories in the air assault bike and 20 calories in the Rogue Echo bike are pretty similar. For the bike erg, you might need a bike a little bit less, only because I'm looking at the time duration, right? Like, I can bike 20 calories in the air assault bike in 20 to 25 seconds. I can't really do that on a bike erg as much since it's just legs and no arms. So I'd probably say like, maybe like 15 or 16 calories on the bike erg would probably be good enough. So that's the air assault bike if you don't have one. For Parallettes, I mentioned in a previous video I use Parallettes in it. Like if you're using Parallettes, if you have them, please use them. It is important to get used to your hand placement like this on bars instead of flat on a box. Because a lot of people will say, okay, well, you know, it's similar to do like 14 inches deficit on a box for handstand push-ups and 14 inch deficit for a Parallete handstand push-up. That's not true. They're completely different. And it's only because of your hand placement for the handstand push-up. And so I'd recommend getting yourself a pair of Parallettes. You can easily do yourself and make one off just PVC pipes. I mean, if you go to Home Depot and find somebody who works at Home Depot and tell them, hey, I want to make, you know, you kind of explain what it looks like with all the elbows, the 90-degree turns, and kind of the T portion at the bottom, you know, that kind of goes like this, so you can put the post in and have the 2 feet. They could probably help you make one. We have a few actually that we've used in the past. Just gotta be careful and make sure you use a lot of like PVC cement to make sure they don't move. But I think they're really handy to have, and you don't have to make them 14 inches. You can make them like 8 inches, and that's still great. So for Parallete handstand push-ups, I would say if you can do it, if you feel confident and you're competent at it, use Parallettes. If you're not competent at Parallete handstand push-ups, I would just recommend keeping it Parallettes, but maybe adding a deficit to it, right? Not a deficit, I'm sorry. Adding plates between. So if you imagine putting a plate between those 2 Parallettes and putting an ab mat on top of the plate, add like a bunch of 15-pound plates so you feel confident doing your 6 unbroken. And when I say 6 unbroken, I really mean don't come off the wall. They may not be touch and go like kind of concept, but you should be able to do them all without coming off the wall. So pick a height that you can do it like that. And then of course for the handstand obstacle, for this workout, I mentioned to it in previous videos, I'm not gonna reiterate it probably every single time, but just put some kind of obstacle out there. If you don't own this, that's fine. If you do own this but you can't do it confidently, this is not the workout to try it in, right? You need to practice and learn how to use a handstand obstacle when you're well rested and you have a lower heart rate. And then as you get better, you practice it in workouts like this to become more efficient and proficient at them when your heart rate is spiked. So this is not a good workout to learn to do a handstand obstacle. I'd recommend practicing that as a practice for a workout. Practicing that like leading to a session, like spending 10 minutes working on it kind of concept. So any kind of obstacle work, you know, whether you're just like slalom, kind of like walking around items kind of in a snake fashion, or maybe if you're walking over something, it doesn't really matter. An obstacle can be an obstacle, can be whatever you want it to be. Just something that requires you to get on your hands, walk about 10 to 15 feet, and requires you to concentrate, maybe not just walk straight, unless of course you're still practicing just to walk straight, then do it. But if you have that down, you can walk straight without obstacles pretty decently, and you perform proficiently in the open doing that, then maybe throw a couple obstacles out there to walk around or walk over or walk through, whatever the case may be. Anyway, so that's how I would approach it and scale this workout. So finish up the last round. I believe I finished, this was my fastest round, my last one. And that mostly, in order to get one of your faster rounds, like in this workout, I believe I had to approach the Parallete handstand push-ups and be faster there. That's where I made up a lot of time, was being able to do touch and go as much as I can on the Parallettes, and that's where I saved up a lot of time in this 5th round. So yeah, hold on. That's pretty bad. That's pretty hard. Anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to watch a video similar to this, click right here. Other than that, thanks for hanging out. Talk to you guys later. See ya.